Teeny tiny. We can take a gander, though. This is Colossus. So, Demolish. It's a 45-second cooldown. Unleash a series of precise and powerful strikes against your target and enemies within 8 yards of it. You can block, parry, and dodge with this ability. Okay. What if it was guaranteed block, dodge, parry? Guaranteed parry during it. Pretty good. Nice. Valakas, nice. Waiting for Slayer, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it sounds like this is going to be kind of like the Fearlath ability, right? Where you can't move or do anything while you're doing it, which is... That's a rough start right there. Your critical strike damage is increased by 10%, and the amount blocked by your critical blocks is increased by 10%. Okay, so crit damage. Mortal Strike and Shield Slam grant a stack of Colossal Might. Colossal Might increases the damage dealt by Demolish by 10 and stacks it 5 times. That's cool. That's probably a good one. Or we have Shockwave stun duration is increased by 2 seconds. Or knocks enemies into the air, and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. Oh, okay. Interesting. Probably would go with Bone Shaker there if you're going to go that, but this is like the damage option. So 1 against many Shockwave, Cleave, Whirlwind, Revenge, deal 5% more damage per target effective, so that's a tank thing for sure. Colossal Might increases the damage of Rend and Deep Wounds by 2% per stack. You get all these things? How does this work? Because you don't even get access to Colossal Might, right? Or do you? You get all of it? You get them all? Nice. Insane. Insane. That's cool. But you can, like, obviously you don't get both of these. You can choose. That's cool. Also might increase the damage of Word Power and Revenge. Increases just the damage of Mortal Strike in general. Okay. Mortal Strike and Shield Slam. Crit strikes grant an additional stack of Colossal Might. Mountain of Muscle. You deal 5% more damage and take 2.5% less damage. And you increase size? Okay, wait a minute. This one's actually really cool. This talent tree is nuts. The total damage prevented by Ignore Pain is increased. And taking damage is a low chance to give you second wind for 2 seconds. What kind of second wind? What kind of second wind are we talking? I think Ignore Pain is still really good. Colossus actually seems pretty dang good. Yeah. Is the fact that you get all of this, yeah. Yeah. You're just stacking up all of your damage all the time. So it's like 10% Rend damage, 10% Deep Wounds damage, 10% Overpower damage, and then Colossal Might now stacks 10. Oh, pardon me, even more. If you would gain a stack of Colossal Might and are at max stacks, the cooldown of Demolish is reduced by 2 seconds. While channeling Demolish, you are grounded, making you immune to stuns and effects that move you. So immuning stuff with Demolish is kind of a cool idea. And immuning it, and then you have Bladestorm too? Yeah. Yeah, making your character more swole is pretty much like, oh, okay, now we're talking. I like that a lot. I think that Colossus is more of a PvP tree than Mountain Thane for sure. I mean, just stacking up, like doing more damage as the battle goes on is a very warrior-like thing to do. Does Demolish consume your stacks? It does consume Colossal Might. How long do the stacks stay for? Like, are you gonna like get kited and lose all your Demolish stacks? Because that's not cool. I mean, just taking less damage with Mountain of Muscle and Stranger to Pain, and it all stacks up a lot. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Slayer will probably be like a PvE thing, but it does sound awesome. And it sounds like it's mostly going to be like around Execute. I think Colossus actually has a good chance to be the PvP one. This whole Demolish thing, if you can move while you're doing it, then it's really cool. If you're like rooted, it's not good. But I mean, it would be kind of fun to, like, you know, stun and then demolish somebody, right? Stun, Warbreaker, demolish. That's actually 10 times, so 20% more overpower damage, 20% more Rend Deep Wounds damage. That's kind of cool. And the cooldown reduction, also very cool. Yeah, if it's rooted, you could just never use it and just benefit from 20% more damage on all of your abilities. Basically, 15% only for Mortal Strike. That's still pretty cool. If you're rooted, it's like, yeah, it's really rough. But you can still use it, like, you know, to immune kidneys, or it's like another tool to immune stuff, right? Which is pretty badass. Warrior has that kind of like reactive, like, or not reactive, like pre-Blade Storm kind of thing, right? You have to like pre-Blade Storm, pre-banner things. But you're immune to stuns and effects that move you. So you can be feared on it and stuff, but you can't be stunned, so you can use it like immune kidneys and stuff, which is pretty cool. But rooted is not very good. Yeah. Rooted's not good. But I think that Colossus looks pretty cool to me. I would definitely want to get in there and like mess around with it a bit, but my initial feedback would be absolutely do not make demolish something where you're rooted. Like this you just can't do that. It just doesn't feel good at all. Doesn't feel good at all. Even if it's a very powerful ability. I mean, if it does enough damage, it's like it doesn't matter. But nah, like a stun immunity is awesome. Like you're about to get kidney shotted, and instead you just demolish the rogue, right? That's cool. You see a Stormbolt coming, just use demolish. But I think Blade Storm is something similar. But yeah, try to compare to Fist of Fury or Eye Beam. Yeah, but Fist of Fury you can move, and it's good. It's cool, right? But yeah, I think that's a pretty cool tree overall. That would just be my one gripe. Is yeah. But truthfully, the way it looks is I feel like you'd almost never spend your stacks. Because like it won't feel very good to like be pumping, have pressure, and then demolish, not get a kill, and then like have no pressure for a while. But we'll see. We'll see. Because if your damage is high enough anyway, then that's the issue. If it's really consistent damage, that kind of is the meta for PvP, then maybe you don't even use demolish. But if the meta is kind of how it is now, where it's a lot of like cooldown trades, and you're not really gonna kill anybody in between anyway, you may as well just use the demolish on your go, and then build back up in between goes maybe. But it's a 45-second cooldown, but you're probably gonna have maximum stacks relatively frequently, reducing the cooldown of it, right? And Turkish Tank, thanks man, big flex for you, appreciate it man. Thanks for those 18 months.